Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco.
I'm Chris.
And today we have a massive beast that is, what is this, Hiya Toys? The Hiya Toys King Ghidorah. I don't know. How you say it, Chris?
I say Ghidorah because of, crap, I can't remember the name of that musician.
Anyway, this is from King of the Monsters.
Mr. Fantastic.
And, yeah, this thing's massive. Now, granted, I'm sure 99% of this box is wings. But that's pretty exciting. Oh, wrong way.
That's what it should be.
Yeah. So, this is our first Hiya Toys. Another thing, I think some people call it Hiya. I'm not sure which one it is.
Hiya.
No, it's not that one. But, but yeah, this is hopefully going to scale well with our Super 7 Godzillas. Because we're going to primarily just try to stick to Super 7s.
Yeah.
They make a lot of...
But I ordered this way before
Yeah,
we
it's
got
true.
into Super 7s or even really saw them. So,
Well, Super 7 hasn't announced...
a King Ghidorah of any variety.
Yeah, so...
Although, if they did make a classic one, or the...
a classic one would go hard.
Well, it wouldn't be a classic one because they're doing the Heisei era.
Mm-hmm.
So if they made a Heisei era one, which I think there's a couple different kinds. I think that's where we get Cyber Ghidorah. So that'd
Yeah.
also be cool.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and bust this baby open. So straight out of the box, here he is. Didn't really seem like...
Little assembly required.
Yeah, just snap a tail on. Well, tails, whatever. But that's pretty cool. I figured his wings... I thought his wings would definitely be detached and you have to put those on. But that's hopefully good news to say that the wings will be pretty sturdy. So let's start to get some of this unpackaged as well. Alright, and here he is out of the package. Has lots of plastic all over him. Overall, not too irritating of a packaging to deal with.
Which is
except
good.
for, how the hell do you get this plastic out? Alright, so I lied. There was a little bit of plastic in between his wings, because they separate at each little panel here. And that was kind of just a little irritating to take out, but not too bad. Then we just got to attach his tail, so like, again, he just came out in one piece. He is rather prickly, so he's not the most fun thing to hold on to, but that's
Probably
good.
gonna stab me as I put these tails on.
Yeah, when...
Or you get to do one tail, I get to do the other.
It don't matter, does it?
It does.
Like that, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say less spikes toward the middle.
Okay, so make sure...
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that shouldn't make sense. Make sure you put the tail on right, because there is a left and right tail.
Actually, it might be more spikes toward the middle.
Spikes in the middle?
Well, yeah. See? A little more. A little more. A little more.
Alright then. The extra spikes go in the middle then, supposedly. I've given it a go. There's no good place to hold on to because he is spiky.
I'm gonna try his other tail. Wouldn't be the first time I dealt with a son of a bitch that was this spiky, Marco.
Alright, so we had to use the tried and true hot water method to get his tail in. For those that don't know, sometimes if you get some plastic and something's trying to pop in somewhere and it just doesn't feel like it's going, it needs to be heated and expanded so that it's more malleable and can pop in there easier. And once it cools down just a little bit, it's locked in there pretty much for good at that point. But which is good.
I will say, once I had heated it up, it went in there pretty easy.
Yeah. I lean towards rather having it needing to be heated for something like that, you know?
Because now this tail is in.
Yeah, other than, you know, sometimes you get something and it's like it just doesn't really want to stay in there, or you move it around a little bit and it wants to fall off.
Yeah.
Here he is. The level of detail on this is pretty
the
nutty.
Wing veins, the underbelly scales.
Yeah.
His face paint as well.
I think his back is probably the most impressive, actually.
Yeah, each little individual, like...
scale and everything.
I believe scientifically the little back spikes are called osteoderms.
Well, I'm talking about all these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can just see all the scaling and stuff. It's pretty rad. But yeah, so here he is. The problem with him is he's very front heavy.
Yeah.
So he comes with 2 stands.
You can, however, I've seen people do it. If you stand him a little straight, raise his wings a bit, just stand him.
There you go. Alright, so pretty rad then. But he does come with some stands for some bonus support, and it comes with it, so we got to open it and check it out anyway. Alright, so before we show you the stands, I did want to show you, I just found out that his mouths do open. So that's pretty cool. It's really hard to do from looking behind it, trying to look at a camera and do it. But I'm not even grabbing the right hand. But anyway, his mouth's open.
Too many heads, confused.
Yeah. Why has he got so many heads? All right,
he stands really well.
Yeah, he sat back up.
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny while you're opening stuff. You said something about a tuning fork, and I get it now. So this is a wing stand. Here's another wing stand. So this is like, you know, if you wanted to be a little extra secure, you just slide it in like that, and you're gonna feel a little safer putting them up for display, I'd imagine. But there is, I thought it was just the 2 wing stands. I didn't realize it also came with
a body
is that a
stand.
belly stand?
Yeah.
We'll call it. Focus, there we go. So
it
yeah.
goes right at the base of the 3 necks.
A little belly stand there, or a little end of neck stand. So like there, look at that, fits like a glove. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna put this guy in flight.
So
here he is.
So the flight stands weren't exactly flight stands. They were just a little too weak. I guess if you tightened them, maybe.
Yeah, like that just moves too easy. Theoretically, I don't know where we have a little screwdriver somewhere. I don't know where it is.
So theoretically, you could tighten up the screws on that, and he could fly.
Yeah, Chris is saying he saw pictures of people having him in flight.
I could be mistaking him for the Monster Arts one.
If we see pictures of him flying, here he is. So this might just be, but then this one doesn't make sense if he can't fly. Because, like, the wings I get, but, like, why does this one even exist then? Because, like, why would you...
Could just be for, like, a more, like...
hunched over?
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know. Because the stand... Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, that works. Alright, so,
now
clearly that wouldn't be a very good way to display him, because, as we just shown...
It doesn't have a lot of grip on the ground.
Well, like, like if this had like a rubber matting or something on the bottom of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But
if
like,
you want him standing, having him just kind of sit up is probably your best bet.
That, and that's the thing though. Even like this, I don't know like how much this is gonna help. You know?
Yeah.
Like if he started falling over, he's just taking. These are so light, you know, and he's so
on
heavy.
the box. It does not show them having that much arm. Well, no, it does not show them having that much arm.
Oh yeah.
So maybe if we take away
how much?
1, so we'll try again. We're trying again.
For flight?
Yeah.
Okay. Round 2.
Flight. Yeah, see, but if you touch him slightly, he just wants to fall apart.
Yeah.
But you could technically put him in a flight position.
So yeah, we kind of did it. But yeah, just the fact that the stands are like so incredibly light in comparison to the Ghidorah,
who has a great weight to him.
Yeah, he's a really hefty, solid figure. And there's just no friction on these, you know. So maybe if you had a nice mat to lay down and then put the stands on top of that, that could maybe work out a lot better. Because my main concern at first was that these wouldn't be strong enough. And again, I feel like if you tighten them with a screwdriver, you know, it could definitely help out.
I just noticed another fantastic detail about his mouth.
But the real problem, it seems, is just that there's no friction here. So if you could fix that, and I think there's a number of ways you could do that, I feel like putting him in a flight position would be a lot easier. What are you doing?
I'm getting his tongue out. I just needed to get it off the roof of his mouth.
Ah! He attacked me. I feel like if you had pliers, that would have been a lot
Well, I don't
safer.
have pliers.
You literally do.
Where?
Not pliers, but not pliers. I'm sorry, but what are they called?
Tweezers?
Tweezers. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Tweezers. Anyway.
I was looking for those. I don't know where you sat mine. I asked you
on the yellow tub.
On the yellow tub?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't look at that.
What's the focus on my face? But yeah, so you can get it. Is it just that one?
It's all three of them.
Okay. So all three of them, their tongue is just kind of sitting at the top of their mouth, right?
Yeah,
now, I guess.
But it can move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing with this guy next?
Walking position. That I know it can do 100% because it shows it on the box.
All right, let's see if we can figure that one out. Were we done here?
I say we give up. Yeah.
And as I kind of predicted, this didn't happen either. So this is doable, but basically what you want to do is well, let me see the box. Let me show off the box real quick.
Switch it.
Yeah. What we're trying to do is put him in this position, which is called the knuckle walking, or what did you say?
Yeah, something like that.
Knuckle crawling or something. But to do that, you have to fold all those wings underneath, which entails...
I was going to start trying to put him back into position.
Well, that's fine. You want to kind of... They're on these ball joints, and you kind of got to roll them back and roll them under, because, you know, usually they're like that, and you want to kind of roll them and fold them under. But it's kind of a weird way to do it, and especially this middle one here is giving us issue, just because there's not a lot of wiggle room to kind of mess with it. And on top of that, this took us, you know, a decent amount of time just to kind of get it almost in position. And it's a position we'd be taking him immediately out of anyway.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have him standing. So we decided against it. Okie dokie, so we've shown you some of the features, sort of hinted to some of the features that he can do. This is one of those things, it's like, we're going to have him standing. We wanted to have him standing, and that was like the idea from the get-go. It is nice that he has these other poses, even if they are something, because like this could very much basically just be a statue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't have to put in all these other posability options and stuff, so I like that it's there. But with something like this that is very weird, you know, and you're like, especially like getting into like the knuckle position is a weird position to also make still look good, you know, while you're not really compromising any position as far as the aesthetic value of it. So I think they did an excellent job in that regard. However, if you're just wanting to play around with it and put them in different positions, it's not really worth it. It's just too much work for, hey, that's cool, now I need to put him back in the other mode, you know.
Yeah. He's definitely not a toy.
Yeah. And so since we want to have him standing, and we knew we wanted to have him standing, it's just like, it's not worth the time. I can't say with 100% guarantee that my theory of if you had like a nice textured mat down, that would, I would think that would help a lot with the flight position. But I can't promise that one. and I don't really have something easily accessible to try that out. But I would think so, and I don't know. That being said, like we started the video off with saying, we are getting him to mesh with our Super 7 collection.
Because he's about the right.
Yeah, so here's our Super 7 Mecha Godzilla.
And he's about the right height for what he should be.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. And so
here's Oreo.
So she's about the right height. Yeah. So yeah, this is a good piece. If you are collecting Super 7s and you want a Ghidorah, I would say it would fit pretty well. The aesthetic vibe is a little off.
Get your hand out of my shirt.
The Ghidorah's, got a lot more painting detail and texture and stuff like that. While it's hard to say because like a lot of the Super 7 stuff is like the classic look, and so like this is exactly what Mecha Godzilla should look like.
Yeah.
And it's like very, I don't know, not sanitized. What do I want to say? Just, yeah, very simple design, nothing too fancy. But that's what he looks like. It'll be nice to see like.
If you go into like some of the more detailed ones, like the Burning Godzilla, then they are pretty good at.
Yeah, but even then, because for us it's not going to bother us, but for some people I could see like this level of detail not matching with the other ones and kind of bugging you. I could see that as a potential thing.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about it. I can't wait to see the level of detail they're going to put into the -1 Godzilla.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Eventually we'll get Destroya, Biolante, Space Godzilla.
Yeah, they got a bunch of really cool ones, and hopefully they keep making more and more because there's
make Heisei Ghidorah. Hopefully they make other Heisei ones. I only really want Ghidorah.
If
they made him and stopped, I'd be happy.
There's so many cool ones that they could make. So they're doing a good job. Again, famous Super 7 haters here, but we really like their Godzillas. Very impressed. Today's video though is about the Hiya Ghidorah or Hiya Ghidorah. I don't know. One of those ways might be right.
I've confused him thoroughly.
Oh, also we didn't even mention he's like what, $100?
Yeah, he's $110 bucks retail.
That's really good. Like I feel like for this price point, honestly, and these were like 85 or so.
Yeah.
The Super 7s.
And if you want a Godzilla that more accurately matches that, the Hiya Godzillas are like 55.
Yeah, but my point being, like, I think this is a pretty good price point. It's a little bit on the high end, I would say, but again, I do think these are really quality figures. I would say the Hiya goes above and beyond in value. I think this for $100 is excellent. I think you get a ton of quality in here for not that much, comparatively speaking. And it's just as big and massive as this thing is.
And from what I've seen comparisons as well, this is better in like every way to the Monster Arts Ghidorah. The same movie.
Monster Arts is solid. We like our figure arts and stuff as well.
Was very tempted to get a 54 Godzilla.
I think they're an incredible brand. The Tamashii Nations, all that stuff.
And in their defense, it wasn't 100% their fault. They were working off concept art of King Ghidorah.
Yeah, but regardless, I think from a value standpoint, this thing swings a home run, like, hands down, no problem. This thing, if you're a fan of Ghidorah, this will make you happy, unless you didn't like that movie or something. You want a specific movie, I guess. But it looks super sweet. I don't think you can ask for too much more, and at that price point, I think you're getting well over what you paid for, really. So, because like for the Super 7s, I'll say, like, I think value wise, I'd give them like a, I don't know, 4 out of 5. Like, they're pretty good, I think. But this is like an easy 5 out of 5. But I think that's all that we have to show off for today. Chris has been very eagerly waiting for this one to come out, and it's well worth the wait. So we're happy to.
He's attacking.
Well, I didn't know if you're trying to stand him on top of his head. I was like, I don't think it's gonna work out.
I was trying to see how possible.
Unless you use the flight stands. Unless you use the tuning forks. If you want some tuning forks, there's some extra value in there as well. And that's another thing that makes me not too upset about the stand. I feel like the stands could be a little bit better.
But they can also tune.
I don't know if we cut this part of the video out because we were just kind of talking to each other. So you have these little slots in them. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you see those little slots? And they're like all around them. So I was like, if they could like connect, I feel like that would like help build sturdiness.
I think that would just solve the problem.
Potentially, like it could be really, really good, but don't.
There's nothing in the packaging to.
Yeah, they don't come with anything to connect. You could also. Wait a minute. Can I? No, I can't. No. All right, never mind. I had an idea and it was bad. Because like you also have all these different holes in the top, which are for like different positions. I get that, but I also feel like you could implement like locks on the top and the bottom and like build something really sturdy with very minimal addition. So I'll give it some critique in that regard, but again, I think the value, even if it didn't come with the stands, is we've already passed it. So I can't be mad at it in that regard. Unlike when I'm mad about like Hot Toys and how cheap their stands are, but they're also, like $400 or whatever. So I feel like the quality of their stands should be a little bit higher. But overall, yeah, incredibly happy with this. I think, with like all the points of articulation, like in his neck and stuff, it still like presents really well. And same with his tail. And again, other than it is a little bit of a headache as far as messing with it, but I don't consider that a negative point either, because
that just means it's made.
It's a solid build, and again, since it can go into these different positions, I think they did incredible to figure out, because you'll find things like that are like, it can do this other thing, but it doesn't really look that good in that other position because it's really made to display from position A. You know what I mean? This, I think, in any position you put it in, it's going to look great.
And he hurts to hold.
Yeah, and he hurts to hold, which is always a bonus. That's extra points.
One of my favorite Marvel Selects, hurts to hold, anti-venom.
See, he doesn't really hurt to hold unless you touch his little forehead spike. That's about it. Or the back of here, and even then,
he's got a good weight to him. You could probably hit somebody with him.
Him or both? Both of them. Yeah, both of them have really solid weights to them. That's what I do really like about the Super 7s. They feel chunky.
Mm-hmm. As a Godzilla should. Yeah.
It's as a toy person, when something just feels solid and it feels good. And again, also impressive that they made it to where it can stand without having to use the flight stands. Unlike the Monster Arts, I believe, needs its stands for the wings. From the pictures I've seen. I don't know. We haven't messed with one. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye!
Ha 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 ha!